and welcome to the live stream. I guess the event from DJI will start in a couple of minutes, so Sean and I, we wanted just to say hello and briefly to introduce Sean and myself, because this stream will actually be rebroadcasted on Sean's channel. So I will start by saying I'm Henrik Olsen from Tech Drone Media. I do tips, tests and tutorials to help you get the best out of your DJI camera drone. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, then you should please do that. Sean?
Hello, Henrik.
Hey, nice of you to join me here today.
That's a bit early for me, but I'm glad to be here.
That would be funny to see. If you could just say, shortly introduce yourself for those that have not met you before.
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Sean Ozz. I also run a YouTube channel, mostly drone related, but it's sort of a following my life and my adventures traveling from Texas to Colorado, where I now live in the beautiful Rocky Mountains.
Okay, there's complaints about the sound is low. Is it still low? Oh, so there's something with the music from the DJI stream that runs in the background. Oh, now something happens here. So just let me see if I can. They also had a little. Okay, so let me see if I can do. If I can fix that.
So sometimes glitches just happen. It's hard to actually know what's going on until we actually go live. So, you know, if you have another browser with the event open, that's fine too. We can always chat as the event's going on. It seems like it's starting to work. Hopefully we'll get the volume corrected here. Keep us posted if the volume seems too low.
Let's see if I can turn up this one. Let me see. It's not the one. Let's see.
Hugo saying the volume is sounding better. So is everybody up? You can hear Henrik, you hear myself, and you hear the music from the DJI chat or DJI event.
Okay, good, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, the problem with these live streams is that we're live streaming a live stream, so it's pretty hard to test it until the live stream is actually there. So
yeah, exactly. And hopefully, you know, Bob is saying it's still very muted, and some interesting. We've got a mix of people, no music, so they're not hearing any sound, I guess, from the actual DJI event. The sound is not carrying over from that capture. That could be a problem.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Let's see what's going on.
So I've actually got the DJI page open directly myself just to hear, and I actually hear no music on that page either. So I'm hearing no audio directly through that either.
Let's say, yeah. Let me just check here.
So we've got a lot of people still saying that the volume is low. So there's going to be 3 volume sources, one from me, one from Henrik, and one from the video. Is every volume source coming off low to you guys, all 3 of us? Yeah, I'm on the DJI page directly with the live event also, guys. I'm jumping back and forth from the chat, the live stream, and the DJI event, and there's no volume on the DJI event for me either at the moment.
Okay, so let's see what.
Okay, now we got people saying the audio is fine. Is anyone who has the audio? I'm not getting any audio on the live DJI stream, but that's, I'm assuming nobody is, because I have that open in its own window as well.
Let's hope we have a little time to fix it. Maybe we should.
Hey, Peter.
Maybe we should try and show the pictures that you just shared with me, where we got a glimpse of the top side of the drone before the event starts. Let me just pull that one up. So this one.
Casper says that you need to come and get a tattoo by me.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no tattoos at all. Everybody that I know have tattoos, but I don't. I don't know why.
So, you know, they're not for everybody.
No, they're not. What we see in this picture is pretty interesting, Sean. Maybe you could comment a little bit on these. These were posted at Drone United this morning.
Yeah, this was Ron over at Drones United posted these. If you guys aren't familiar with Drones United, it is a Facebook group that does not allow drone police, which is sort of nice. From what we can see here, there's an infrared sensor, it looks like, on the top right behind the battery. That is something we have not seen leaked until right now.
Yeah, I have not seen pictures from the top before. But it more or less looks like it's the Zoom model, as far as I can see.
Yeah, I actually now looking at the side of that gimbal, yeah, it does look like the Zoom model.
So what are we missing to know? We don't really know what the pricing is right now.
You know what might be fun? Why don't we have everyone guess, including ourselves, what we think the regular price will be for the better one? My guess is somewhere between $1,300 and $1,500. What does everyone in the chat think it's going to cost for the Mavic Pro 2? And then when the event, they'll probably tell us during the event. We can see who was the closest.
It's $12.99 and $14.99. That's a pretty good bet.
Peter, I agree. I wish they would have let me go too. It was a real bummer because Henrik actually got an invite to the event, but being from Denmark, he wasn't able to drop everything and go. And he actually contacted them asking if I could take his place, and they still said that it was full. Now, I can tell you one thing. If you guys do YouTube yourself, these companies like DJI, when they sponsor someone, they really look at subscriber count. And my subscriber count is still under 7,000. However, they don't look at views. And views are such an important part of YouTube. I think Henrik would agree with me on that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the views that without the views you won't get the subs. So that's that's connected very closely. And so that's that's it. But at least I got invited to the New York event this time. I think it will require me to grow a little bit bigger before I actually get in on this pre-production program, which would be very nice, because what I would expect when this chat is done or this presentation is done is that you will start to see the first hands-on reviews. I'm pretty sure that some of the bigger YouTubers, they had this unit for 3-4 weeks prior to this.
Real quick, I think, isn't that Billy Kyle right there with the blue shirt?
Is that I guess that's...
And welcome.
Okay, so let me switch back to the bigger screen.
Good morning, and welcome to everyone in the room and to the thousands of viewers that are joining us from around the world online today. I know it's early out there for those of you who are on the West Coast, and it's a very late night for those of you who are on the Pacific, but we are so...
It's a bit low, the see the bigger picture, I think, so I would try to see if I can...
Product communication lead here at DJI, and today we're going to talk about some incredible new products. In fact, some of you may have already seen a few images of these products. You might even know some of the...
Yeah, one way is if this is too small and not comfortable, then do what Sean is saying, open it in a separate window. It's live.dji.com. You can just mute this one and continue to chat with us while you watch it in a separate window. That's also an option.
Of possibilities for drone technology, because that's what DJI is all about. Since our beginning 12 years ago, our mission has been to create aerial and handheld imaging technology that allows anyone to capture amazing images that were never possible before. And we make this groundbreaking technology accessible to anyone, because it can do more than just take photos and videos, like this one of K2, the second highest mountain summit in the world.
it's good for me to know that it can do high altitude. I live at very high altitude.
With the DJI Mavic Pro. This image is absolutely incredible because it's shot at an altitude of 26,007.
Yeah, you would have a lot of use for that. Maybe you don't have a K2 around you, but you have mountains.
And it's well over the 16,000 foot altitude that Mavic Pro was designed to fly.
Awesome.
This image was making headlines around the world for its jaw-dropping perspective. Another story was already developing. Another climber named Rick Allen had gone missing during a solo attempt to set a new route on nearby Broad Peak. Unable to find him, his fellow climbers thought he had died. But in fact, Rick had survived a 100-foot fall and spent nearly 36 hours hanging on to the side of the mountain, waiting and hoping to be rescued. Having just flown his Mavic to capture that image of K2, Bartek heard about Rick and used his DJI Mavic Pro to help find him. Here you can see footage from the drone as it approached the area where they thought Rick might be. The live view confirmed that Rick was alive, and the GPS coordinates from the drone helped emergency teams determine his exact location to plan a daring mountain rescue. Now I'm happy to tell you that Rick survived, suffering not much more than a few cuts and a little bit of frostbite. And as amazing as it is, Rick's story of a drone being used to help save his life is not unique. In fact, we've been keeping track of how many people have been rescued with the help of a drone. We're at 144, with more being added every month. It's stories like these that fuel our passion for innovation, that push our teams to the limit when designing new drone technology. We've pushed relentlessly to create products that are easy to use, portable enough to go with you almost anywhere, and powerful enough to capture epic moments in stunning detail. That's why DJI drones and the Mavic Pro in particular.
This guy is also new. It was not the same guy as pretended last time, yeah?
Our cameras in the gear bags of many of today's top content creators, including photographers, videographers, and journalists. And we're excited that you've joined us today to see the bigger picture.
No, that's the controller. That looks
2 years ago.
Okay, that's the old one.
That we introduced Mavic Pro to the world as the world's first foldable camera drone. Its revolutionary design made it so small and portable that you could slip it into a camera bag and take it with you almost anywhere. And its powerful camera captured impressive photos and videos like these.
Sorry in the chat that we're being so quiet. We're watching the things just like you guys are.
The best flying camera is simply the one you can take everywhere. And it quickly became the world's #1 selling drone. But there's a funny thing about Mavic Pro. As the rest of the world was exploring all of the new creative possibilities that it created, our engineering team was already hard at work, thinking about how we could make it better. During this process, we asked content creators.
Sean, if there's empty seats, there's a chance for us.
A more versatile camera that broadens the variety of creative
It's building
shots that can
the blue shirt up there, isn't it?
better flight performance,
Yeah,
faster
down so I can see.
and an improved obstacle sensing system to let you focus more on capturing the perfect shot. Our R&D team went back to the drawing board, reviewing every element of Mavic Pro. It took us over 2 years, and along the way, we invested over half of our R&D team into the process. The ask was simple: improve everything about Mavic Pro. Make it fly better, faster, quieter. Make the camera do more, from the performance of the sensor to how it flies through the air. Enhance what you love about the original Mavic and add new features that unleash more creativity. And to make this drone live up to the Mavic name as the ultimate drone for creators who want to capture something incredible using a tool they can fit in their bags. The Mavic Pro set a high standard for us, and in its next iteration, I believe we've created something truly special. Let's take a look.
So, now the fun begins. Nice.
This is the DJI Mavic 2 series.
Nice.
They come with your choice of 2 camera options, and they're the most technologically advanced consumer drones we've ever made.
Imagine if that went wrong.
In every way to help you create stunning aerial photos and videos.
Hair, something.
When we reimagined our flagship drone, we started with the camera and the gimbal because we noticed 2 things. First, like the image behind me, the majority of aerial content is shot at dawn and dusk when lighting is most dramatic. This meant that the camera needed to be able to capture dynamic, often dimly lit scenes with more precision. And second, we noticed that the vast majority of aerial content today focuses on broad establishing shots like landscapes. To go beyond landscapes, you need a camera that's capable of emphasizing a specific subject. To address the first challenge, we created a more powerful camera. One with a sensor that gives superior performance.
This is a funny one, David Hasselblad.
Creating something this small that could fly on the airframe the size of
David?
the 2 was an incredible design challenge. And to overcome it, we formed a very close partnership with one of the world's most respected camera manufacturers. We call this new drone Mavic 2 Pro. Mavic 2 Pro is the world's first drone with an integrated Hasselblad camera.
It's
And we're
Pro.
excited to have senior executives from Hasselblad.
We
here
messed
with us
around the
today.
name.
So thank you, John Deal and Diane DiVincenzo, for joining us for this historic moment in aerial imaging technology.
Always be Knight Rider. That's great,
Size
Swarm.
that shoots higher quality images. It has a 1-inch CMOS sensor that delivers detailed 20 megapixel photos with an adjustable aperture right from the track wheel on the remote from f2.8 to 11.
It has a mechanical variable aperture, which is something that I really, really like.
So that you
Yeah,
can
I think
shoot
it's
all
great
day,
that they added that.
especially at sunrise and sunset. It captures ultra high definition.
No more Indian
video
fillers when
and
flying.
produces outstanding image quality with higher color depth, dynamic range, and resolution than any Mavic before it. And because
Like a professional
it's a
photographer.
Hasselblad, you have access to their advanced color science. That means that you have access to the Hasselblad natural color solution for improved color and tonality in your photos.
First foldable
For cinematographers, Mavic 2 Pro gives you an exceptional degree of latitude in post-production. It captures 10-bit D-Log M video with 4 times as many levels of color per channel when compared to
photo lens for
the
4K
8K video
truth.
found on Mavic Pro, giving you more flexibility
And it's 1/2.3 sensor that
without
captures
creating a
video
image.
megapixel photos. The result
It also captures HDR video and supports the hybrid log gamma HDR standard, letting you play video straight from the drone onto a compatible HLG monitor with higher dynamic range and better color performance without spending time on post-production and grading.
This means the difference between a
It's also
flat-looking
simple.
aerial shot you've seen 1,000
Challenge
times
of moving beyond
is the
these establishing shots, we created a camera that allowed you to get close to the action. Because you need to be able to fly low, to fly close, and at the
feature.
same time, not disturb the subject. This is a challenge for any drone, And like a professional photographer who pulls out a long focus lens when they can't get close enough to the subject, now so does your DJI drone. We call this new drone Mavic 2 Zoom. It's the world's first foldable consumer drone with optical zoom. With an equivalent 24 to 48 millimeter optical zoom, plus 2 times digital zoom, it gives you an effective 96 millimeter telephoto lens for 4K lossless zoom at full HD video resolution. And its 1/2.3 sensor captures 4K video and 12 megapixel photos. The result is that we have an entirely new tool for storytelling.
Now, why couldn't they have just made one drone that did both? You know,
create things
that would have been easier choice.
Subject from a safe distance. With zoom, you can not only emphasize the subject, but also compose a classic image, one with a clear subject, in front of a vast background like this one, with compression. This means the difference between a flat-looking aerial shot you've seen 1,000 times and being able to create using the cinematic language of Hollywood productions. Now for photographers, Mavic 2 Zoom lets you capture stunning landscapes, like this photo with a new feature we call super resolution. Super resolution automatically captures a gigantic 48 megapixel image of what you see in your 24 millimeter field of view. Using optical zoom, it shoots and stitches 9 photos together for an incredibly detailed image.
That looks
All
interesting.
the image processing and computation
There's a lot of potential in that.
is done right on board the drone, so you don't have to spend time editing and stitching your photos at home.
yes, there
Across
is.
the Mavic 2 series, we've boosted their abilities to capture video as well. Each has a maximum bitrate of 100 megabits per second and can shoot using the new H.265 codec, meaning videos shot on Mavic 2 give you more flexibility and latitude in your post-production workflows. And your photos are going to stand out too with Mavic 2's new enhanced dynamic range capabilities. Using eHDR, the drone takes a series of photos at different exposure levels.
That's similar to what the Mavic Air does, huh?
Range that removes blown-out highlights and flash shadows.
As long as they
It
keep the
delivers
A/B functionality, I'm happy.
stops of dynamic range for Mavic 2 Zoom and 14 stops for Mavic 2 Pro. And here, the results are absolutely stunning. This new feature
Whoa,
is going to
they
give
say
you
you
more
can
ways
do a
to
hyperlapse?
to
Like,
capture
without you having to do it
images
yourself?
across a
Yeah, I think so.
broad spectrum of
That's
light.
also what they showed in the demo. You know, from the harbor with
Must
all
have
the
missed
boats
that.
going.
I'm happy with the delay on my
These two
end.
new cameras.
Yeah, but in
Because
the
with
intro
Mavic
video
2
that they
we
showed
can have
shared several
optic-
days ago.
That's awesome. And they're saying both of them to do hyperlapse?
I think so. It's a software
We have
feature,
new
so
genres of
that
content.
I would think that.
And
Well,
Mavic
it's
2
just
Pro's
like, you know,
Hasselblad
you
camera
got
gives you
Asteroid
the
in
imaging
the
power
air,
to
but they didn't allow Asteroid
more
in
detail
the
across a
Pro
wide
for some
variety
reason.
of lighting
It's definitely software that does Asteroid.
Yeah.
Back in 2012, when flying a camera...
Swanee says I want them both.
The unique perspective a drone...
Yeah. I agree with you, Swami. And being someone like myself and Henrik who wants to review these things, I don't think I can get both. I don't even know if I can get one depending on what they price it.
While the drone flies in a straight path.
6 years later, with millions of camera drones out there and hours of aerial content created every day, it's much more difficult to impress.
They've got Waypoint back. That's
Content
nice.
creators told us they want more magic. They want freedom, just like the Freedom Phantom offered, to move a camera anywhere in 3-dimensional space.
Yeah, hyperlapse is definitely already doable. So is Asteroid and all those other features. But to bring it into an app to make it that easy for the masses to use, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
With a new feature,
I mean, it's going to be overused like crazy,
This visual
but that's okay.
hyperlapse is a
But
technique
it'll be
that
useful. I'll just like Asteroid was.
Yeah.
professionals could master. It requires movement of the camera with expensive equipment such as tracks and pods, and frequently you're creating a shot that moves just a few feet. But with the help of a new algorithm and a more powerful onboard processor, Mavic 2 can capture aerial hyperlapses with a track length of not feet but kilometers. And it processes the images into video literally on the fly. This feature is based on Mavic 2's ability to locate, estimate its attitude, and precisely track subjects. It's a big technological achievement and a huge creative achievement as well.
Nope, it's going to have Boomerang and Asteroid on it.
Producing a professional quality area hyperlapse is as easy as
of course.
just one tap. We've created 4 hyperlapse modes, so you have creative freedom to capture the shot that's just the right look. Free, circle, course lock, and waypoint. With free mode, you have complete
more perspective to your storytelling.
freedom to fly as you'd like. With circle, the drone automatically flies in a circular pattern around the subject you select to create a video that captures the action. And course lock keeps the camera fixed on your subject while the drone flies in a straight path to create a unique perspective. With waypoint, you can plan a flight path based on GPS coordinates and altitude to capture something incredibly complex. Shots like this one.
Waypoints. Ooh.
And for all of these modes, we're working to introduce a task library function that saves the flight plan for future shots, letting you create even more unique content like that dramatic blending of day to night.
I hope you can plan waypoints on a map, because I actually don't
Yeah,
think it's
like how
useful.
Whiskey lets you.
Directly from
That
the
would be
drone
pretty cool.
without any color grading or editing. This visual effect that was once reserved for professionals now belongs to everyone.
3 seconds in the future. So your
Our
subject
next
stays
feature
in the frame
is a
for the
truly
moment
exciting
you
addition
object.
to the full suite of quickshot modes that DJI offers. For new content creators with limited drone flying experience,
But the drone can
quickshots
fly
help
me.
you easily create smooth,
Wow, active track too looks really
cinematic
nice.
camera moves. Just one tap.
It's just looking.
Drone on a pre-programmed
Maybe it's
flight
getting
path.
sold. I don't know.
Well, the drone automatically tracks the subject along the way. We've kept
I have a problem releasing my old ones and selling them because I want to have them to be able to make a video comparison, but I might have to be able to afford these.
It serves a larger goal. It's the goal we set for everything we did with Mavic 2. And that's to give you the tools and the confidence to make your creative
So
decisions.
definitely, you know, I think everyone hopefully will come back after the event. I know a lot of people have been quiet right now watching the event. Same with us. Hopefully everyone will come back and we can chat about the event, what we saw.
For over 60 years, but it's been limited to those with access to professional camera gear.
Posing
It's
to
my
shot.
favorite quick shot yet, and it's called Dolly Zoom. Dolly Zoom lets you bring an otherworldly
Ah, that is the
perspective
Dolly Zoom.
to your storytelling. With just one tap, the drone zooms in as it flies backward, keeping the subject the same size.
Creating
while the
Mavic
full
2
background of the scene
countless
is revealed.
prototypes.
It adds suspense
and
and drama to
The
Dolly's
this
story.
is drone that's been optimized and
With Dolly Zoom, Mavic 2 now
Is it
has
double audio
7
from your
quick
side?
shots to
That's
choose from, and we think you're gonna love having
interfere
all
the
of
stream?
them available at your fingertips.
What's going on?
Sometimes there's double
At
audio.
the core of our intelligent features,
Yeah, I get double audio too. I'm trying to
is our active track
get it
technology.
situated.
Active track uses complex algorithms, machine learning, computer vision, and artificial
Yeah, I also know the
intelligence
price in
to
Denmark actually.
automatically follow a
Now.
And with Mavic 2, we gave active track even more power.
But I just want to wait a little bit to talk about that, because you can actually pre-order it if you're from Denmark.
Mavic 2 uses all 3
I just saw that DRONER.DK opened for the product page, so you can actually order it on the DRONER.DK page, but we can look at that a little bit later.
Analyze motion and predict
Nice.
the subject
Yeah, I wouldn't mind plugging that place myself here in America, if you're in America, where you can pre-order it now too. Although I'm sure DJI is going to have some order capabilities right after the event too.
or fly your path again for better timing.
Active track.
As Mavic 2 is significantly quieter, you can get closer to your subject like this polar bear without causing a disturbance.
Were you, did you notice that they said it was quieter than the current low noise props?
To help you broaden your creative language
Yeah, I don't know.
for visual storytelling. Whether you're using hyperlapse
Gives you the highest
to capture the
quality
passing of time, quick shots to help
do. We created a
capture a cinematic effect, or using
obviously
active track
it switches
to
automatically
keep your camera locked on the subject. It serves a larger
to give you
goal.
better
It's the goal
interference.
we set for everything we did with Mavic 2, and that's giving you the tools and the confidence to make
You know,
this
to now
or
They work on
reality.
different frequencies, making this the most reliable transmission system we've ever developed. And even here, Mavic offers important new improvements for visual creators. The IQ image displays at full 1080p resolution at distances of up to 5 miles versus 1.25 with Mavic Pro. But it's not really about the distance. Stronger system.
And to have a sharp and reliable preview of the shot, just like the DSLR in their hand. I have to admit, this is a challenge for our R&D team. Along the journey,
are also saved
5 mile distance. That's crazy.
Immediately share what you create.
Oh, there's a controller. I just noticed that the controller looks exactly the same, so they're not doing a video screen on the controller.
Were made and evaluated.
You can put your SD card in the drone, or worse, leaving it at home, are a thing of the past. Mavic 8 flies longer. Additional capacity using a removable SD card.
So they're doing the same thing as what they did with the Air with onboard storage.
Control over how you store and manage your data using our secure products.
Oh, Swami says they're up on the DJI website for sale. $12.49, $14.49.
The same for in Denmark from DRONER.DK. I'll just post a link. If somebody's around from Denmark, you can order your new Mavic from here.
It's redesigned, more aerodynamic airframe, reduced.
And the price is, as far as I can see it, $10.99 for the basic version. For the Pro version.
Design that improves efficiency and
wow, they're saying 3 to 5 working days after payment for delivery. That is quick. I didn't think they'd have them all ready to go.
Advanced electronic speed controllers use sine wave current. Innovations make Mavic of its size.
The 10 sensors on Mavic
These innovations deliver a record
10 sensors
of up to 31 minutes.
Processed in real time to better sense the environment.
Is 1 more minute.
With longer downfield front and rear sensors, we've also been able to improve Mavic 2's advanced pilot assistance system.
And because Mavic 2 is significantly quieter, you can get closer to your subject like this polar bear without causing
the shot.
This means you can keep up with the fast-moving action, faster, more efficient performance. Mavic 2 gives you the highest quality live view of any DJI drone. To do it,
they've also enhanced the APAS, which is something that's on the Mavic Air and wasn't on the original Mavic.
When it comes time to land, our vision positioning system now includes a downward-facing LED light that turns on automatically to illuminate landing areas. This ensures high-precision landing, even in low light.
That's interesting to see that it has a light that comes on the bottom during landing.
Making this the most reliable transmission system we've ever developed. And even here, Mavic 2 offers important new improvements for visual creators. The live view image displays at full 1080p resolution at distances of up to 5 miles versus 1.25 with Mavic Pro.
The price is good. When I look at the Danish prices, they are really good actually. And it's the first place that you can get these drones are always at DRONER.DK because they're the Danish distributor of DJI. So I would go over there and pre-order your Mavic Pro 2 right now because I think they will be torn away.
And just like Mavic Air, the days of forgetting to put your SD card in the drone or worse.
On the DJI site, they've got some kind of
onboard storage with additional capacity using a removable SD
I have to use credit to buy one of these, huh?
With all DJI drones, you have total control over how you store and manage your data using our secure products. These design improvements and the new OcuSync 2.0 transmission system.
I'm not seeing a fly-more combo of any sort on the website announced. I'm seeing just a Mavic 2 with the goggles. Same with Zoom.
OcuSync 2.0 plus 11 cameras and sensors helping the drone map and sense its environment.
It's also our smartest and safest drone yet. Its flight autonomy system.
Yeah, Mavic Air is like, what's the Mavic Air sell for? $7.99, something like that.
Yeah,
$7.99. Stereo vision obstacle sensing in the front, bottom, and back, and a time of flight sensor on the top will help when sending into an object above.
Oh, that's different than the one we saw in the pictures.
A pair of brand new side obstacle avoidance sensors are engaged, increasing the drone's ability to sense its environment in more directions. These side obstacle sensors are also engaged in tripod mode. Together, the 10 sensors on Mavic 2 feed its flight autonomy system an unprecedented level of data that's processed in real time to better sense the environment around it.
Wow, they must have such a huge team to put together something like this. Just these events alone must have taken so much preparation.
Feature first introduced on Mavic Air. Uses its onboard sensors to automatically pilot the drone around obstacles so you don't lose the shot. With better sensors,
We saw flyboard mat in the accessories section.
Object for smoother flight performance.
There's that.
Powerful combination of sensors and tracking technology deliver autonomous flight capabilities that give you an entirely new way to approach your shots with even more confidence in complex terrain.
I grew up in Mankato, Minnesota.
When it comes time to land, our vision positioning system now includes a downward-facing LED light that turns on automatically to illuminate the landing area.
Ah, nice.
This ensures high-precision landings, even in low-light situations like at sunset. Mavic 2 will also leverage our geo system.
Did you see that? Landing lights.
Yes, I saw that. That comes on. I turn off downward sensors off, so I don't know if I'll be using that.
Where flight is limited due to regulations.
We're hand catchers and hand landers now.
Yeah, it's so much easier with the downward sensors off, and they only come in handy really whenever you're using return to home to land anyways.
Since that time, I spent the last 20 years exploring the world, putting together kind of cutting-edge expeditions.
Hey Henrik, we can't seem to post links in the, or they can't seem to post any web links in the chat. Is there a way to make it so they can?
I don't know. I can't change that. Maybe they can do it in below the video in the comments.
If you, Matt, if you don't put HTTP in front of it, you just start it with the web address, I know it'll post like that.
The whole spectrum.
Yes, then you can repost it, yeah.
Create those images and videos. Mavic 2 Zoom and Mavic 2 Pro will give you new ways to capture inspiring photos and videos with their brand new cameras. They make creating sophisticated cinematic content easy with intelligent flight modes like hyperlapse,
all the way to commercial clients like the North Face.
Sync 2.0 plus 11 cameras and sensors helping the drone map and sense its environment. It's the safest and smartest drone we've ever created.
The content,
Now, to tell you more about his real-world experience using it, I'd like to invite up one of the world's most renowned adventure photographers and videographers. He's a professional climber, mountaineer, and skier.
Storyteller, and a big part of my job.
Putting Mavic 2 to the test.
Perspective, whether that's
Here we go, under products. No, I'm seeing it load.
Error. Yeah, delete now.
Just have a look.
After all,
Good morning.
you can buy it separately. It comes with a bag very similar, if not the same bag that we have for the Thirst Fly More. And it's $319 extra. Comes with 2 extra batteries. A charger very similar to the Mavic Air's charger, it looks like. Extra props and a car charger.
Today I was going to talk a little bit about my background as a professional climber, skier, photographer, and filmmaker. And
that bag, it's like the first Mavic Pro bag. It's a great bag.
There's a lot of traffic in there.
From an end user.
Oh, that's a battery.
I called me and said, hey.
So I grew up in Mankato, Minnesota, which is not exactly.
Okay, it's a hard time checking on the website here directly while we're streaming.
First generation Chinese.
Because it's
from China. They had very simple expectations for me. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, or
I agree with you, Sony. With the adjustable aperture, I don't see a reason to buy a Phantom 4 Pro anymore.
Really significant remote areas I hadn't been to, so I thought it was a perfect opportunity. And Greenland is kind of this mystical place. Ocean, it's icebergs, it's big, and the conditions vary. Tons of wind, very cold, huge temperature gradients.
I spent the last 20 years exploring the world,
great for not put together a really great team of climbers and skiers, a couple folks from DJI, and we had and we, you know,
I'll be right back in with grab something.
We do first descents, so climb things that haven't been climbed before, that haven't been before. Greenland has tons of unskied lines like this one.
The whole spectrum. I think I might be the ultimate end user for this.
So we would travel by boat through these fjords, and approaching
hopefully this
one of the
helps
big
keep it from doubling up in audio. I've got some headphones.
It's a perfect example. I shot this image on slope, and then we
and Apple and so on and so forth. As a filmmaker, I work on non-fiction documentary to branded content to big budget commercials for Chase Bank. So really, the work that I do spans a lot of space. I would say I'm really a visual storyteller, and a big part of my job is to bring a new perspective, whether that's visually or narratively. I made a film called Meru. It was a theatrical release, national. It won the audience award at Sundance, and we spent years making this film. And these photos are from that film where, you know, we were shooting on slope. In the process of making the film, I realized that I really needed a different perspective. We didn't have a drone at that time, and I spent, you don't even want to know how much money I spent on CGI to create the shots I needed to give this climb context and the mountain scale.
Are you seeing this cold footage?
Since that time, I started.
This looks pretty promising for me.
Photography and film. So this spring, when DJI called me and said, "Hey, we'd love for you to field test this."
Henrik, do you possibly have some headphones? Because on my end, all I'm hearing is a sort of a double audio.
Said, we want you to go someplace very extreme.
There's no double audio here.
Test the capacity for this drone. So I thought about Greenland. I've been wanting to go there for 20 years. It's probably one of the last, you know, really significant remote areas I hadn't been to. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity. And Greenland is kind of this mystical place. You know, it's ocean, it's icebergs, it's big mountains, and the conditions are very extreme. Tons of wind, very cold, huge temperature gradients, salt water, you know, all these things that aren't great for technology. So we decided to head to Greenland. I put together a really great team of climbers and skiers, a couple folks from DJI, and we headed out. And we, you know, as a professional skier or climber, we're out to do first ascents or first descents. So climb things that haven't been climbed before, ski things that haven't been skied before. And Greenland has tons of unskied lines like this one, just kind of shooting out of the ocean. So we would travel by boat through these fjords, and here we are approaching one of the big couloirs. This is a perfect example. I shot this image on slope, and then I got this image
very low, different weather patterns, rain, snow, avalanche conditions, looking at the objectives, understanding your ability. You're all amped up after seeing a big thing. You don't want to sleep. Before you know it's like 1 in the morning and you're still totally wired.
Sean, there's a lot of audio coming from you.
These are places that I can't go back to and reshoot. It has to happen at that time, and it has to happen when I'm there. The cold here, I mean, in the evenings was probably 0 degrees, very, very cold and very windy. And so this was an awesome place to test Mavic 2. So very reliable, that is really critical. Every piece of equipment for me is you know, very, very important. We literally cut the tags off our jackets to save weight.
Be right back.
toothbrushes in half to save weight.
Congratulations, David, with your purchase.
Well, you can actually brush your teeth with half a toothbrush. But as you can imagine, carrying.
So I'm trying to fix my audio on my end.
Series, as Jimmy showed us,
So the portability
People-
of this
creative perspectives in entirely new ways.
That's not it.
And they come with some great accessories to help make your flying.
There's some double sound coming from your side, Sean.
I think I've got it solved.
Mavic
Is that better?
has a new one
Yeah.
sensor that has a 20 megapixel
See, people in the chat have started, they have purchased already.
and obviously able to shoot 4K. I literally can use this now on commercial productions.
At least
The
two
other
have
part,
bought.
I-
Anybody else
one of
pulled the
the
trigger?
other Really important key features
What's that?
on the Mavic 2.
Anyone else pulled the trigger?
Which I
Oh,
believe is the
I'm
first
sure there's
consumer
thousands of people probably already bought them.
Yeah, but here in the
It
chat.
allows me to
Oh,
shoot
in the chat, I'm sure.
parallax
So I can,
Ron has already
footage
we got
that normally
there's two that have
I
bought.
have to use a $500,000
Try-
Cineplex
so I have
system
audio
to
coming from somewhere else so it doesn't double up.
25, 30 grand a day to operate something like that. And now we can do it with a drone that I can carry in my pack, which is amazing. I was so blown away by what we got out of this drone, and here is going to be a little piece that we shot while we were in Greenland. I was once told that there's two great risks.
Oh, this is interesting. They just announced that they're doing a trade-in kind of thing. You can trade in your old drone to get credit for your new one.
Game of ski mountaineering.
Okay.
You know, you're kind of always trying to find that edge.
US only.
When you're starting to push yourself.
Yeah, China too.
Yeah, of course.
Higher terrain, higher consequences. You have to be able to make good decisions in the mountains, and there's a ton of variables. Different weather patterns, rain, snow, avalanche conditions, looking at the objectives, understanding your abilities. You're all amped up after skiing a big line.
So I guess I was pretty close about my $1,500 guess for the Pro 2.
Yeah.
Was it off by $1?
To me, it sounds like your audio is a bit high.
The greatest thing about the
Audio killed. The only audio I have is the audio coming through of you through Skype right now.
Can you turn down Skype?
This audio is coming from my phone.
They give reason, they give purpose to.
It's just your voice is a bit high compared to the stream.
Really interesting.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you again, Jimmy. It's
Ducky, the trade deal is them basically
like Jimmy has already
similar to what iPhone does. You can trade or send in your old drone and they'll give you a credit
to my
towards
list
buying
of top
your
travel
one.
destinations, and it's just incredible. I'm so excited about the Mavic 2 series. As Jimmy showed us, these new drones are going to empower you to capture creative perspectives in entirely new ways. And they come with some great accessories to help make your flying experience even better. I'm happy to tell you that we've unbundled what was previously known as the Fly More combo. Now, at any time, you can decide to buy the Fly More kit. It includes
that's
two
pretty
additional
nice.
batteries, a multi-battery charging hub, a car charger, extra propellers, and a travel bag to hold it all. Available for $319, saving you $145 if you had purchased all those accessories separately. And for additional protection, we're making DJI Care Refresh available for Mavic 2 as well.
This Swami for a trade-in? That's a joke. Hopefully you didn't do it. You could probably get more than that on eBay.
For a
Yeah.
small additional charge, giving you more peace of mind every time you fly.
How much is the
coming
care?
months, our customer service team will introduce a gimbal and camera replacement service.
Awesome.
Oh no.
Put the camera on the drone without having to buy an entirely new one. And for the first time, we're introducing DJI Trade Up, a technology trade-in program that lets you exchange used DJI gear and other electronics to receive credit in the DJI online store toward a new purchase.
Interesting.
This program is available in the United States and China, and it's the perfect incentive for current DJI users to upgrade your gear. Now, for the information I know you've all been waiting for.
But don't be so sorry about this trade-up program. If that's hold true, you can get more of this if you sell it on, what is it called, Craigslist or something? eBay.
We got Peter in the chat. Not impressed that other countries aren't included in trade-up deals. Sounds like you're not missing out on anything. If Swami said he could only get $296 for a Mavic Pro in new condition, that's just ridiculous. The trade-in is nothing. Sell it individually, get more money, and there's your trade.
Wait long to get your Mavic 2, because we've used this extra time to make it available now.
Okay. That's also a way of putting it.
On DJI.com, Mavic 2 will ship right away. It's a first for DJI, and we hope it was worth the wait. We're incredibly excited about these products. We can't wait for you to get them in the
108 for a Spark.
As with many more products, in positive ways that we could have never imagined. To save lives in some of the
hardest kids aren't missing anything about this trade-in at all.
To strengthen conservation and research efforts across the globe, and to perform industrial work-like inspections.
Camera looks really nice on these pictures that they're showing.
Has enabled a new kind of work around the globe that has created companies and added thousands of new jobs. In fact, the FAA estimates that there's over 100,000 commercial drone pilots in the US alone. And based on what we see in other markets, we can safely say that there's hundreds of thousands of commercial drone pilots around the world using drone technology for work. This thriving ecosystem is one to watch, and we'll be celebrating it at our annual commercial drone conference called Airworks later this year. So if you use your DJI drone for work and you want to learn more about this industry, I look forward to it.
That is the end of the live event.
Okay, that was a pretty abrupt ending.
Yeah, I was actually a little bummed, to be honest, that I'm going to put headphones on so I can turn the volume up here and not have double audio.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about it. What did we see actually?
Well, one thing we didn't see is we didn't see a removable gimbal, which I'm a little bummed about.
Yeah.
From those first leaks we saw, I guess that was just the camera taken out of the drone, not actually something a user can do.
That's true. See.
But we still have quite a few people coming back to the chat right now, it looks like, which is great. So let's see what everybody says, what everyone think.
I put up the pictures there. It's better than this.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this new one? Which one to go for?
I agree with Swami right there. Like, I can't believe that trade-in deal. He said he already went on their website and put it up, and they offered him $296 for his Mavic Pro. That's it.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's an insult.
It is. So
you could probably get $500 used all day long, I would think.
Yeah.
So it looks like Zeno is interested in the Zoom. Yeah, Bill says their trade-in value is a joke. I agree 100%. Even at $300, that's pretty much a joke. You know, $400 maybe, but I mean, my Mavic Pro is pretty much brand new. And if I was only to get $269 for this, I would be a little perturbed.
Try and pay attention to the comment from Keith. It says there's a ban on early review YouTube videos until the 13th. What does that mean?
Let me see.
Yeah, I understand what it means, but
that's interesting. I wonder why they would. How do you know this, Keith? Where did you hear that news? That's very interesting. I don't see why they wouldn't allow all these people. I'm sure Ready, Set, Drone and a bunch of others already have a Mavic 2 at this point, and they're probably either just getting them in their hands, or that's the only thing I could see.
To a comment to Lillebror Jensen, he says that the sound was, he's writing in Danish, He says that it was that this playback was so bad when they landed. He wanted to hear the audio from the drone, but there will be a replay on the DJI website of this full stream, so you will be able to hear it there. So,
yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna watch the whole stream again later myself.
Yeah,
it's sort of hard not to. I've got to decide now what's going on with it. Which one is to get? For me, it seems like the Pro 2 would be the way to go. The Zoom sounds cool, but I didn't see enough things on the Zoom that you couldn't manually do yourself.
Yeah, the Pro 2 for me as well. I don't know if it came through while we were watching, but you can actually order this if you are from Denmark. You can order this through the Danish DJI store, DRONER.DK. And let me just pull it up here. See, okay, I need to switch to this one. I could have prepared that a little bit better, I think. Like that. And then I just need to refresh the page. And DRONER.DK, that's a really good store. They've been very kind to me in the past and helping me with my drones. And they're very early getting these products. So if you're from Denmark and in this area, then definitely go into the DRONER.DK and pre-order your Mavic 2.
Okay, so Swami's cracking me up. I think I agree. I want the David Hasselhoff version myself.
Yeah, that was the one. That one was pretty funny. So let's see.
And one thing that they didn't really comment on was the controller. The controller looked to me like it was the exact same controller, no upgrades.
Yeah, there's also not been any leaked pictures of the controller so far, so...
Yeah, I'm really surprised that they didn't put more buttons on it, change the screen, make the screen have more of an LED-type screen, sort of like the Evo does. That was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, Zeno, there was no news on the controller. The controller looks to be the exact same controller as the Mavic Pro.
But it would be interesting to see some real footage from this Pro 2, from this the Hasselblad, David Hasselblad camera. It would be called that forever.
What was it? When the Pro came out originally, everyone had a nickname for it. I can't remember what everyone was calling their drone, but everybody called it the same thing. Now everyone's going to call this one David.
Yeah. But they have a ton of experience, these Hasselblad guys, so I think it's a real asset for DJI to have purchased them. I think we will see some really nice processing.
So I love the comment that Locky Live just put that the controller has built-in hand warmers. Wouldn't that be great? Right, that would be amazing.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be bad actually. You know that. For sure, flying in the mountains when it's cold, it's not very fun.
It's definitely, I do like that they said something, I missed part of it. I was having a little bit of double audio during that part, but he was talking about it being more usable, I guess, in cold conditions compared to the regular Mavic Pro. And that's a huge plus for me.
Yeah, you know, the problem is that when you get into cold conditions, the drone will not take off, basically. So maybe they have added some heating. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know the battery life is definitely shorter up here whenever it's in the middle of winter. But, so which is probably, this would be my first winter with the Air. So now I get maybe a 13-minute flight time with my Air. That's probably going to get cut down to 8 to 10 minutes in the winter.
Yeah. So yeah.
Tony and Nick, they say they wonder if they're going to do some software updates for the first generation. I personally, I think they're going to somewhat desert the first generation myself. I think they're going to be focusing mostly on this. If they do, they might finally give the first generation Asteroid with the Go4 app and things like that. That would be great. I don't see why they don't do that.
No mention of being waterproof. No, I don't think it's waterproof at all. Not more than what they used to be, the old one. Have you seen the video of the guy who took the Mavic Pro and threw water at it and buckets of water as well as a hose and it kept flying and he flew it in the rain? I've seen somebody do some really awful things to the Mavic Air, but never the Pro.
Yeah, I've seen the Pro done like that too, and amazingly, I mean, I wouldn't try it, but no, I think it's water resistant at least.
Yeah, but yeah. I've flown in foggy conditions where it was all wet when it came down the Mavic Pro, and there was no issues there. But still, it's a high risk to take. There's no doubt about that.
They threw water balloons in a spark, Swami says. I missed that video. That's hilarious. And I assume it stayed in the air, Swami?
Yeah. That's a pretty good chance to repeat that with this new one.
Bob makes a great comment there about some kind of way to turn off the low battery warning, you know, that it starts beeping whenever you're trying to get it back to yourself.
Yeah.
That's very annoying. I've tried different button combinations myself to try to get that to stop, and I've not figured out a way to do it yet.
There's one way. You can just pinch the controls to the center.
You just make it fall out of the sky.
That would definitely stop that.
Yes, it would.
So.
Do you think you wouldn't need any filters with the Hasselblad, like ND filters? You know, I'm one of the rare people that flies without filters most of the time. I know they're great for some things, but I personally just haven't used any. I do use them or have used them for bright light conditions. If I want to do a time exposure, a filter for me would be great. And that's more talking still photography over video. But to answer your question, you probably will still need them if you're looking for that effect. You would probably still need filters with the camera.
Yeah, let me add to that because I'm a frequent user of filters. So I would say having a variable aperture, you most likely don't need them. So I actually don't disagree with you there, because if the purpose of this is to reduce the amount of light to slow down the shutter, then you can just close the aperture now because you have a mechanical aperture. I don't know if f11 is enough for bright sunlight. So if you're in really bright daylight, maybe you need additional filters to stop it down. So you can sort of apply with the 180-degree rule. That is twice the frame rate, where the shutter speed is twice the frame rate. But in most situations, you would easily get by just closing the aperture to slow that shutter down. So that's for me, that is absolutely crucial.
I agree, and that's going to come in really handy for me, someone who doesn't like having to stop to put filters on.
Yes, so Matt. I just want to say to Matt Preston that yes, it has a mechanical variable aperture. It goes from f2.8 to f11.
Now, for still photos, if you're looking to get, say, capture a waterfall in the middle of the day,
that's a different story.
That blur,
yes,
you're still going to need dark filters for that.
Sure. But that's a different story. For that, yeah, that's true. Let's see what else in here. So ISO will go down to 100 if.
Well, it's nice to see everyone here. We got 103 people, and honestly, we've learned from this event. In my opinion, Henrik, if we do something like this live, it might be better to just have the event play or have people come after the event's over. Because on my end, it was really difficult to watch the event, check the chat room, and I sort of had this double audio going on, which is why I now have headphones on.
Yeah, I had the same issue.
So for those of you who bared with us, this is a learning experience for us. We're hoping to get better at this, and I'm trying to learn this software myself, and Henrik's going to come over to my channel, and we're going to be going back and forth and hopefully doing stuff like this on a little more regular basis, and you guys could join us.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning experience, but I think, I don't know if it's fun to have all of you guys around here and have all your comments and the questions, because there's a lot of questions when a new product like that comes out, and it's also fun to see that a lot of you have pulled the trigger and actually bought it. So you might end up beating me with the videos online with the new drone. Because I definitely want to go for the Pro, for the Pro too. I have to. You actually know that we got the name wrong.
There's a side button now on the controller. I don't remember there being a side button. The only side button I see is on the sports mode, unless you're counting the back buttons. But he says there's a picture on the website with 3 modes. So I'm going to go to the website and see if I can see that real quick.
Yeah. Do you know we actually got the name wrong? With all the rumor videos that we did, we got the Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro name wrong.
Yeah, they were like, let's pull a fast one over everybody. We'll just switch to and pro around. Poof, it's new.
Yes, yeah, new content. And also, while we're here, I have a few things that while the questions are scrolling in the chat, I want to point out this is the last chance to participate in my 20,000 giveaway contest where I'm giving away Osmo Mobile. This is actually Osmo Mobile 2, actually the latest version. You need to go to the channel and find that video. There's instructions in the video how to participate, and you can actually win a brand new Osmo 2 or the Osmo Mobile 2. What is it with this 2? And participate. But today by midnight, this is the last chance to participate. And it's previous giveaways, I've been using a third-party service for this. I've actually gone away from this, so this time it's much simpler to participate. So find the video called Subscriber Giveaway for 20K, and then you have a chance to win a brand new Osmo Mobile 2.
You see, thanks so much for everyone who's making the comments that they're enjoying the commentary after the video. And again, I apologize. I know Henrik, it's a learning curve for what was going on during the live stream. There was really no way for us to test this out because it was putting someone else's live stream into our live stream, which was a little difficult. But you know, we're super glad to see so many people here right now.
I have a question for you, Sean. You have been playing around with some merch for your channel. I know you make tattoos, so you're a pretty good artist. And yeah, we just corrected the shirt. So, but you have done some original art that you put on some t-shirts, some drone t-shirts.
Yes, yeah, I've been I've got a store for the merchandise. This is for the Tattoo Studio Summit Ink Tattoo. I'm up here in Silverthorne, Colorado, and I'm also building a store for the YouTube channel with drone-related merch, original drawings, original pieces of art. Which, if you had that other screen at the beginning, one of the logo right there, that's actually one of the things that is on the shirts.
This was the Be Right Back screen, but it has the logo. We're not going anywhere. There you can see the skull and the props, and I think that's pretty nice, actually.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I was going for the old Jolly Roger effect, which is what, if you're not familiar with it, it's skull and crossbones, which you'll see on pirate flags and things like that. So instead of the bones, I used the props actually from a Mavic Pro and redrew those with sort of a cosmic outer space kind of thing going around it. Yeah. I think I've got a color version too, so I think it came out pretty cool. And then right in the center, you can see the markings. That's actually my signature or logo that says Ozz.
So let's see one more time here. Yeah,
but I actually just ordered some for myself because I'm not actually having it pre-printed. I'm using a website that I guess we could throw it up in the chat if you guys are interested. But it's one of these companies that they pre-print as people order, so I don't have to have a bunch of stock, which I'm not selling enough to warrant having that kind of stock here at the studio. So. Yeah, so far the quality seems pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed. It's not as thick as I thought it would be. It's a nice thin print. So you should definitely look into this, Henrik, and get some Tech Drone Media t-shirts of your own.
Yeah, at some point I will, but I might get one of yours because they're pretty badass.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm just seeing if I can find a link so we can go in and have a look.
Let's see, somebody asked, where will this lead to Evo? Well, I just got an Evo, and I've been doing reviews and doing some comparisons. It's a nice, solid product. I don't think the Evo was ever really a huge competition for DJI. I think it's okay for there to be more than one company, and they sell what they sell, and they're doing what they do. Some people are going to buy the Evo just because they like it orange.
Yeah, but
it does make it a little easier to see in the sky.
You're one of the few guys that actually have access to both the Evo, the Mavic Pro, and the Mavic Air. So you have been doing some comparison videos with that.
I have, and I have a list of others to do. It's just time is so limited with owning the studio. I'm making as much time as I can. I wish I could go full time and just make video, but it's just so hard to do when you have another business.
So I guess. Ha. Yeah. Okay. Let me do one before I mention this. I want to do one thing first. This is the store, and I will make sure to leave a link in the description below if you want to check out some of this merch and support Sean's channel. I think those t-shirts look pretty awesome actually, and there's hoodies and all sorts of stuff here. So
thank you. I'm hoping to get some beanies this winter with it getting here in the mountains. It's already starting to get colder. Believe it or not, at night it's in the 40s.
Yeah.
During the day it's beautiful out. It's absolutely stunning, but at night it's already starting to get cold. I wouldn't be surprised if we have snow sometime next month.
Yeah, it's actually a very short season you have.
It is. I think around March it starts getting nice, but there's still snow everywhere. But by June and July are just, if I could create weather, June and July here would be like all the time. It's just gorgeous.
The reason why I'm stopping a little bit here now is because I actually saw a video being posted, and if I don't mistaken, it's the first Mavic Pro 2 or 2 Pro unboxing.
Oh really? Yeah. Who posted that?
From Digital Rev TV.
Oh, I've not seen their stuff yet.
You know this guy Kai Wee? He's not working for them anymore. He's an Asian from Hong Kong. He's like a BBC type of guy. He's really cool. It's really cool what he makes. Just let me go in. Yeah. Ready Set Drone is there. All the big channels. This about not being allowed to post before the 13th. That's not true.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see why they would do that.
Let me just pull this up for you guys. Oh, like that. That eventually would mean you see Ready Set Drone. There. He's already on there. But he also had it before the last time, so I'm not surprised that he's there.
So I'm trying to post a link to the web store, but it's not letting me post a web link. I think you're the only one who can actually post web links, Henrik.
Okay, so let me do that. Oop. So now it's jumping back to the store. Oh, hey.
So I'm curious how many people in the chat actually are trying to build up and get a YouTube channel with a following themselves. Are most of you guys just people that get on YouTube and view other content, or are some of you building up your own? Or do you do like I used to do, where I just use YouTube sort of as a dumping ground to post videos for myself with drone footage and things like that?
So let's go down here and put this. I posted the link now, so everybody can check it out. I will also leave it in when I post the live stream here later. I will leave it in the description.
Nice, thank you. Yeah, Keith has started a channel. That's nice. It's a pretty cool thing. It's definitely a slow pace for most of us to build a channel. A few people get pretty lucky. I've known a few people get 1 million subscribers like within 6 months to a year, and
that's not a lot of people.
it's not a normal thing. That doesn't happen for most of us, so don't get discouraged. I can tell you one bit of advice about YouTube is quantity actually counts more than quality, which is, I know that sounds horrible because my entire life, everything's about quality. But YouTube rewards the more you post. And by doing a bunch of quantity, you will get better with your quality. So it's sort of a double-edged sword, and but that's the bit of advice I can give you.
It's a big learning curve.
It definitely is.
And the first 100 subscribers, they are the hardest.
I'm finding 10,000 is really hard.
I thought the first 100 was hard. actually.
Yeah, I did notice when I got to 1,000, it started getting more. Like, I noticed a big jump after 1,000, and then up to 5,000 seemed to be about steady. And it seemed to really slow down for me after 5,000.
Yeah.
But I do hear that once you hit 10,000, it becomes easier to get up to 100,000 at that point. So I honestly think you'll hit 100,000 subscribers, Henrik, if not by this Christmas, by next summer for sure.
Ooh, if Fundo has a review as well,
Ooh,
that would be the first
Fundo,
one.
He's one of my favorite.
That would be the first one to see.
He's great. I would be very happy to do a collaboration with him one day.
Yeah, that could be fun. He's such a good guy.
He's very funny. He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, yes. And he also lives in a nice place. I think he lives in Venice,
I think he lives
Venice
near
Beach.
Venice Beach.
Yeah.
I used to work out in Venice Beach. It's a beautiful area. Well, the beach is at least.
Yeah, the buildings are a little bit worn down, I would say.
Yeah, the area there is like that, but the beach there is really nice.
Yeah. So let's say, yeah, it's still pouring in with questions and comments, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, we've got a few people that left, and I can't blame you. It's been an hour and 30 minutes pretty much since we went live, but yeah, it looks like it is an micro SD card. That would have been really nice if it was just a full-size SD card instead of a micro SD card. I do agree with that. If you've said something in the chat and we missed it, please post it again. So the chat goes up and it's sort of hard to sometimes keep up with everything. So have you ordered yourself one yet, Henrik?
Yeah, I actually have.
Oh, did you? You didn't mention that.
No.
You ordered, I assume, the Pro?
No, but because I had to be in the live stream, I had to make an agreement with someone to help me.
Nice.
So, because
if you don't mind, if you are in the States and you don't want to order through DJI.com, there's a company, DRONEWORKS.com. Those guys have been treating a lot of my subscribers really nicely lately, and they're in the States here, and they ship out of New York themselves. I think he was actually at the event, so I'm waiting to hear from him now. But hopefully I'll be getting something myself, and they were kind enough to send me an Autel Evo to do reviews with, and I'm hoping that they're going to do the same with the Mavic Pro too. So fingers crossed, everyone, that we'll have something, both of us will have something to be able to do reviews and comparisons soon.
Rasmus is asking which online store in Sweden is the best to buy the DJI Mavic 2 Pro. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that DRONER.DK ships to Sweden as well, so you might check them out. So, I don't know where people buy their DJI products in Sweden, actually.
Yeah, I've never been to Sweden.
No, at some point they had this crazy law that they were not allowed to fly drones over there.
Oh, really?
It was decided it was a security camera, so they were, I don't know, from one day to another, people that were actually making their living with drones ran into a lot of problems with the local laws over there. But they changed it now, I think so. So now it's good again.
Yeah, one thing. What was I going to say? So prior to drones, I did RC airplanes, gas nitro planes, RC cars, all that stuff. And we were trying to do FPV and stuff on planes years ago before drones came out. But there's really, the only difference is that drones were easier to fly. So I think they grew in popularity. And of course now they've become what they are. 4 years ago when I got my first drone, well, I was very against calling them drones. I was the guy that was like, they're not drones, call them something else.
Yeah.
But they've grown incredibly in the last 4 years.
Yeah. I'm just trying to answer this question from Lillebror Jensen. It's...
Polar Pro filters are ready for pre-order already. Adam, Henrik is still taking entries for the gimbal giveaway, so make sure to take a time to go and watch that video and get your entry in. And Lucky Live is saying maybe we should get together and do another live stream in a week or so after a lot of the reviews have come out, and we can talk more about it then and get everyone to come together.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah, maybe I can learn the software by then, and we can try and see.
And then we can put it on. Then we can put it on your channel.
Yeah, if I can learn it, you know, it sounds like you have to do quite a bit of preparation for one of these.
Yeah, but if it's the first time that you're setting up an event like this, of course you need to prep all the graphics and all that stuff, and also have stuff in here that I didn't even use. Different views where you set them up. So let's see. I just need to service this guy. Let's see this one. Then I'll just but of course I will help you set it up. So that's
I appreciate that. But yeah, if you guys, if the people that are still here watching, if you guys are interested in us continuing to do chats like this, and maybe we can actually, you know, what would be really cool is do something like this and then have like a third guest, like one of our subscribers come in for part of the show. That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We got Peter saying they think we should do more live streams. I know earlier they were saying that they think our commentary worked well, so that's nice feedback. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, because it's so difficult, because you know, you also know that when we do our own videos, we sort of decide what goes out and what doesn't go out. The live streams, they are so difficult to predict how it goes. And when you run into problems, then it's not so easy to bail out. You can just not just do a jump cut like we do in the videos and cut away the bad part. So if you guys like it, of course we'll be more than happy to do more of those. It's definitely more fun when you have somebody at your side doing it. It can be a little frustrating to do it yourself. That's for sure.
I definitely agree. It's hard unless you have a large chat group to sit there and talk to yourself with nobody else to communicate back and forth with. It's a little weird. It's hard enough making a video talking to the camera, pretending like there's people in the other side of the camera, let alone doing a live feed.
Yeah, it's a bit intimidating.
I do want to personally try on my channel. I hope to do more tutorials and things, not just for drones, but I really want to start showing people some of the way that I edit stuff. I try my best when I have time to make edits that are a little bit more artsy with the way they're cut, and I thought it might be sort of cool to share that with people if they're interested.
Yeah, and you should definitely do that, because you have a great editing style. That's sort of what brought us together in the first place. I was starting watching your content, so.
I think we both come a long way. Looking at that video you showed me from about a year ago, and looking at one I did about a year ago when I hit 1,000 subscribers and you hit 1,000 subscribers, our videos are completely different now.
Yeah, it is.
Much more energy from both of us.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of, I don't know, I lost my memory every time I hit record.
Yeah, and here's an interesting thing. We were talking about this prior to going live, is how you used to script all your videos, and how I used to not script any of my videos, and then we've both sort of come in the middle, and now you script yours less and I script mine a little more.
I basically ending up just doing bullets, and then I keep recording until I'm happy, until I think it sounds like I want it to be. And then I make sure to make a little pause in between, and then I know when I edit it afterwards, I know it's the last clip that I need to use.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I'll have the camera just rolling.
Yeah.
And I'll say the same thing 3 or 4 times. Yeah. And then go back and choose which one was said the most comfortable, the one that felt like I was talking to a real person instead of static to a camera.
Yeah. That's a pro tip from 2 YouTubers that have been doing this for a long time. That's the fastest way to do a edit.
Yeah, it's a pain whenever you have to actually rewrite, and then if you follow a script, it's really hard not to, in my opinion, it's really hard not to sound like you're reading from a script.
Exactly.
So I basically do the same thing with bullet points, and if I even do that, I'll put basically just some topics that I want to talk about, and then I'll talk about them, and That's a lot of the times I'll have a lot of jump cuts in mine, and I like to cut out the uhs. I get rid of, like, in normal speech, when you're speaking, we'll go, and I try to cut all those out.
Yeah. Then you need to get rid of those. They're not good.
Yes.
But you can't do that on a live stream, and that's what makes all the difference. There was a question related to the Autel Evo, and I think you will be the right one to answer that, because I never had one in the hand.
What was the question?
I think it was the Autel Evo that can zoom in.
You know, I just got the app for the Autel Evo. They sort of dropped the ball on getting the Apple version or the iOS version of the app out, and I haven't explored with it much, but I do hear that you can do digital zoom, I think 6 to 8 times, if I'm not mistaken. I'm now going to be doing now that all this has been announced, I'll be doing more videos with the Autel Evo and exploring that app a little bit more, so I will check that out, and I'm pretty sure you can do up to 8 times zoom digital.
Let's see. Did you see an image? Keith is asking, did you see an image of the controller? Yeah, we did see a little glimpse of it. It looks almost identical to what the past model.
I know he had said that there was a close-up picture that showed a switch on it. I'm on the product page right now, Keith. So if you can tell me where on the product page you saw that close-up, I will go check it out. Bob, the zoom on the Evo is, the zoom on the Evo is digital as far as I know. On the store page, I assume, oh wait, no, that's the Spark controller. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna go under the store page under Mavic Pro 2, let's see if I can see it. Or just the store page, okay, not under products, let's see. I am looking now, Keith. I'm trying to find it. Lockie, are you talking about the Mavic Pro Zoom or the Mavic Pro or Mavic 2 Pro that you're watching on Tom's Tech Time? I am not finding this close-up of the controller. I'm going to go ahead and click the Mavic 2, Keith, and see if I can find it there.
My internet is so slow.
Sorry, guys, I'm looking for something. That's why we're not talking. I see a picture of the controller. I'm scrolling down. Dang, there's a lot of information here. There's a lot to read over. I gotta admit, I think it's cool they put the hyperlapse in there as part of the app. You know, that's gonna make it really easy for people who don't know how to do that or don't want to take the time to do that. And if it's actually staying still enough to do that, that's even better. My Mavic Pro resynced it and redone the IMU multiple times, and every couple of days it just wants, it's just a real air. Oh my gosh, it was incredible.
That's a rock.
Yes, it's like it was held from a piece of string.
Yeah, that's I actually still like my air. I don't think I will get rid of it. Actually.
I can't blame you. I'm very surprised at how much I choose my air first when I leave. Like, I need one more battery. I think you need about 4 batteries to not have to worry about running out of time.
That's my biggest hassle with this drone, is that it's starting to become the biggest hassle is the flight time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know about you, but I get 10 to 13 minutes. I need to bring it back in for a landing. I'm back.
The sound is back. I just muted us for a short while. So.
All right. So I was looking at the
Mavic,
the DJI website, right? And there's under the Mavic Pro or Mavic 2 Pro, there's a picture of the controller. You can zoom in. And Keith had mentioned there was a different button. So on the side here, you'll notice, and if you look at that picture on their website, there's only 1 and 2 settings for sports mode.
Yeah.
On the new one, there's 3 settings.
Ooh, so I know what that is.
They didn't mention what it was in the video.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I hope I know what it is. I
do you
hope
think
it's
it is?
they bring back the ATI mode.
Oh, that would be great.
You had that on
Why
the
would they
Phantoms.
mention that?
Because that's the big problem with the current Mavics is that when you lose GPS, it turns into ATI mode, and people normally crash because they don't know how to fly in ATI mode.
I agree.
So that I really hope it's that.
That would be great. I had a Blade Chroma, and you could manually put it into a Pro mode that had no GPS, a non-GPS mode, and you could fly it like crazy.
And for people that don't know ATI mode, it does not hold on to the position with the GPS, but it does hold the altitude. So you can keep the altitude, so it's not falling out of the sky like a racing drone would, but it's not being held into position. So if you fly towards trees, it will drift towards those trees. And that's why many are panicking when they experience ATI mode for the first time, because they have no prior experience to flying it.
And you know what's interesting, in the old Blade Chroma, if anyone had one of those, they had a beginner mode and a pro mode of the way you would fly. And the beginner mode was very similar to what DJI offers as course lock. If you've never messed around with course lock, it pretty much lets your left stick, just if you point it straight, it just goes straight, and then you can turn it and it still goes straight. Instead of it's okay. So normally when we fly, it's like we're sitting on the drone. So as you turn and you're going forward, everything turns like you're sitting on it. Yeah. However, your stick on that mode or course lock mode, when you just push it forward, no matter what, it always goes away from you. When you pull it back, it always comes back towards you. So that was a cool feature. But if you lost GPS lock, it would go back to normal, and people would be in beginner mode, and all of a sudden they would crash because they had no idea how to actually fly it.
Okay, Nathan Lucky Live says that T is for tripod mode. Is that confirmed or?
Huh. That's sort of weird. I don't use tripod mode that much, so I would really prefer it if that wasn't the case. I would rather be able to set that button. One thing I do notice, okay, so let me show you. I did notice this in the picture. If you're on the website, take a look at, this is the current Pro controller, and notice the stick. I don't know if you can see in the light there. So you see there's a couple of lines around the stick. It's not a removable joystick. Okay, but if you look at the Air, it looks like the new one. See the silver around it? Well, that unscrews. So if you look at the pictures of the joystick, they look very similar, but they didn't announce that they were unscrewable, but I bet you anything they are. I'd be really surprised if they did.
Yeah. All right, Sean. I think we will round it off here.
Yeah,
because
I think it's
really do want
to breakfast.
I really do want to watch some of these hands-on reviews and see what's going on.
Me too.
So
all right, Henrik, and everyone who joined us and stayed this long. I know there's only a few of you left, but thanks so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you
really
very much.
Appreciate it.
It was really funny to do this, and we will consider doing it again. Maybe do a catch-up later in a week or two. So thank you, everyone, and let's roll that outro. If I can find it.
That's really smart.
So
I think that should be your catchphrase, Henrik.
Yeah, maybe I should try that.